everybody, Gina Hamby here with Help for Homeschoolers, and today I want to talk to you about something that is so common to moms in homeschooling, and that's burnout and overwhelm. Well, listen in, and in this video I'm going to give you my top 3 tips, tricks, hacks, whatever you want to call them, that are going to help you as a mom, that's going to help your family to run more smoothly, and you're going to find more enjoyment in your journey as a homeschool, because it's not a sprint, okay? This is a journey, not a sprint, but a journey. And I don't want you to get burned out. I don't want you to get overwhelmed. So listen in as I share with you. All right, ready for tip number 1? How many times do you hear this question every week? What's for dinner? And you just think, oh my gracious, I still have to make dinner. Like, I'm trying to be Miss Amazing Mom. I'm starting this homeschool journey, or I've been at it for a while. I'm kind of getting tired. I'm also, maybe you're balancing an outside the home job, or you're telecommuting. Maybe you've got little toddlers or a baby. Maybe you're caring for older relatives. Maybe you're doing all of that. And just the thought of having to plan and prepare dinner, it's just one more thing. Okay, well, here's the good news. Here's the exciting part. Part of the beauty of homeschool is teaching your kids life skills. One of those life skills, every day we eat. So you're going to weave this into your curriculum. So this can be science, it can be culinary arts, it can be home economics, it can be simply cooking class. Whatever you want to call it, you can Google different names for it, but those are some of the classes that I had for when I had my end of year review. I'd show them how we planned it out. So like on a piece of paper at the beginning of the week, we're going to plan out what we're going to have. So we're going to plan 5 or 6 nights worth of meals. And I'm going to tell you as a bonus that below this video, you're going to find a link to where I'm going to give you a sample of what we had for 5 nights worth of meals. And another bonus, I'm going to give you a recipe for one of our family favorites. So, all right. So you're going to take notes. They're going to write down. You're going to plan what you need, and then you can choose what ingredients do you need. You can eat seasonally, which is really healthy for the kids too. You can learn about what fruits, what vegetables are in season, and you can gear it around that. Okay, and then also you're going to prep with them. So once you've got your 5 or 6 nights worth of meals, you've written them down. I love to use a grocery app that it's called Instacart, so I'll just do my shopping on there and it's delivered right to the door because we're already busy enough, right? So let's be okay with using the shortcuts that we can, all right? And then once we get our groceries, so then each day we're gonna prep. And I don't like to prep at like 5 or 6. It is such a beautiful blessing if, like, after lunch you take that time to do cooking class, and that's when you're gonna prep for that evening's meal, and then they're actually going to cook it with you. So this is going to be age appropriate, but don't make the mistake of you standing in the kitchen doing all the work of cooking and prepping and things like that while they're in the other room and they're doing computer work, or they're on their device, or they're just playing. I mean, that's fun and everything, but how about make this part of your curriculum? This is what I always did. And how many of you wish, me included, that when I got married, I knew how to plan and prep and cook meals, okay? Like, they made a joke that I used to be able to burn water, okay? Don't you want more for your kids? So this is a major, major hack. Don't just be the only one in the kitchen by yourself. Get your kids involved. Age-appropriate tasks, but they're gonna enjoy it. Sometimes I would even give my sons, I'd be like, all right, guys, you pick out the meal for tonight and y'all work together to cook it. Now, I wouldn't start that way. That's down the line, but that's the beauty. They will get to the point where they can make meals all by themselves, and you're gonna enjoy it. It's gonna make you not feel burned out. You're gonna get dinner prepped and ready to cook earlier in the afternoon. It's going to count for your homeschooling. The kids are not going to have that, I'm bored now, what do I do? Your household is going to run so much more smoothly. Okay, here comes tip number 2. I think this is one of the big reasons that people fuss about their kids being home. because they feel like all they do is make mess, which means all you have to do is clean up more mess. Okay, it's almost like a pet peeve of mine when I hear about people like complaining, oh, the kids are home, I'm thinking, are you kidding? So I have trained my boys to do chores alongside me to the point that now that they're going off and they're working out off the farm or just going away for the day, or if they go away with friends for a weekend or something, that I miss them because I'm like, oh shoot, now I have to do the dishes. So, all right, let me explain. One of the huge tips, one of the best ways to prevent burnout for you as a mom is to let your children invest in the home with you through working with you to keep the house in a good running order. So from the time my guys were little, they knew that they had a vested interest in our home, that they were part of making our home run well. Each morning when they got up, there is a pattern that we get our chores done first. So what do chores look like? So for my boys, maybe one of them is assigned to the living room and the sitting room. So they're going to go around, they're going to pick up magazines that were left out overnight, or books or socks or pillows that were thrown on the floor. Maybe another one's in the kitchen and he's unloading and reloading the dishwasher. Another one, they might be vacuuming, because I have 4 boys and 4 boys get messy and we live out in the country, so there's plenty of dirt coming in and out of the house. There's lots of things for your kids to do. So these aren't weekly cleaning chores. I'm talking about everyday chores. The chores of making their bed, of wiping the counters, of helping to prepare the breakfast, helping to clean up after breakfast. So for us, we would write it down on a piece of paper and it was on the refrigerator. Everybody knew what they had to do. And that pattern, it actually helps your kids. Like, I find that when we don't have a schedule, that we kind of get a little bit fussier and we start to complain, and then they start to argue and fight with one another. But when there is a healthy pattern, and here's the beauty of homeschooling, when the world feels like things don't make sense, when things are changing on the outside, when this headline you hear about it, or this new restriction you hear about, and you're just like, when is it going to go back to normal? Well, this is one way where you can make your home a haven, and you can create normalcy through a daily pattern of living that you can count on the stability. Okay, we wake up, we do chores, we have breakfast together, we get our school day started. So that's beautiful. I find my boys actually like the pattern, and it's fun to have vacation time, but they actually seem to function better and they feel happy and more contented when there's a pattern for their day. And so when do you start? You start as soon as your child can help. So if you have a little toddler, and maybe it's as simple as they're going to pick up the one toy that they were playing with, and even if they're crawling their little toy and you're helping them crawl and put it in the basket, you're not overworking the little one, but you're showing them that they played with a toy and you're going to help them put it back in the basket once a day, or a couple of times a day you're going to clean up their toys. Because if you're waiting till they're 10, 11, 12, till you think they can handle like doing dishes or vacuuming or steam mopping, things like that, if you wait till then and try to get them to help you then, they're gonna look at you like you have 2 heads, all right? You don't wait till they're older to get them involved. You start from the time they're young, that they have a valuable place in your home, that we all contribute to the family, that every day we have chores that we do before we get our school day started, and then we also I had what we called after lunch chores. So we're also cleaning up in the mid-afternoon, so that way there's a good flow to the day. It's not just mom doing everything. The kids are getting involved. The kids are taking pride in their home, and you'll see that too. Like right now, one of my sons is out repainting a swing because he wants our home to look nice, and he's taking pride in our home, taking pride for when people come over. And you'll see this is a beauty. You're instilling character into your children, and that's what you want to embrace. You want to teach them good work ethics, that they're not just little freeloaders that just get something for nothing, that they're a valuable member. And another thing I want to point out is, don't just say, okay, go sweep the floor. here's what I would do. I would work alongside my kids. So if I said, Billy, I want you to go sweep the floor, maybe I'm going to go with them and I'm going to help. I'm going to be like, all right, well, I want you to start at the corners and let's work our way towards the center. And then we're going to get a dustpan. And this is the best way to do it. And you're not doing it. Yes, you could do it more quickly and more easily if they weren't helping you, but that's not your goal. Your goal is to instill in them the work ethic and the character of starting and finishing a job. And this isn't a time to get mad at them that they didn't do it perfect. You're just trying to get them to understand that they have a place in your home, and perfect is not better. But as they get older, as year after year, as they're contributing to the family, like I said, now that to when my boys go off to work during the day, I'm like, oh man, now I have to unload and reload the dishwasher because I kind of worked myself out of different jobs. But when they're gone, then I'm doing all the jobs myself. So just be encouraged. You will find that you love, love, love this part of character development. Tip number 3, Fridays are for fun. So let me explain this. You as a mom are doing so great. You're investing in your kids. You're learning how to teach them according to what really lights them up. You're learning what real homeschooling is about investing in their heart, about creating character within your children. And yes, you're teaching them valuable skills to be able to express themselves and to function well in the world. But Fridays are a day where it's kind of like another way to grab your sanity. So everyone feels like on Friday, it's almost like, well done. We had another great week of homeschooling. Now let me explain what I'm talking about. When I say Fridays are for fun, they're for flexibility. They're for catching up on things. Now, how does that look in a day? All right, so every Friday, same thing. You're getting up, we're doing our chores. Then we're going to have breakfast together and we'll clean up after breakfast. Then we're going to, as a family, we have a devotion. And then if there is something that you fell behind in math or you fell behind in some language, go ahead. You can do like an hour of catch-up work. And so in order to be able to do this on Fridays, on Wednesday and Thursday, maybe we do 1.5 lessons of math and 1.5 lessons of language on both Wednesday and Thursday, so that on Friday we had a lot more flexibility and we're able to build in some fun, because we don't want the weekend to be all about cleaning and all about catching up from just being so focused on school to where there isn't any fun left. So Fridays is your day to do that. Fridays. So let me go backwards again. You're going to wake up, you're going to do your chores, then you're going to have breakfast time. For us, then we would have devotion. And maybe if we needed to, we had an extra lesson of math or an extra lesson of language. And then we jumped into a way for mom to have a little more sanity, because at our home, we'll have grandparents that come over on the weekend or something. And so we're going to go and we're going to do some weekly cleaning. And maybe that's like cleaning the toilets or steam mopping the kitchen floor. Maybe it's Windexing the front door or the windows, whatever got a lot of fingerprints or places where your dog smushed his little nose up onto the window. Those kinds of things that kind of make you feel refreshed, that your home isn't falling apart just because you've started this thing called homeschooling. You feel better. It brings sanity. I loved Fridays because we did that weekly cleaning. We caught up. We wrapped up school. We said, all right, great job. We had another good week of school. Then we'd have our lunchtime. And then in the afternoon, this is where we really enjoyed ourselves. Afternoons on Friday is when we would do field trips. So maybe I'm not sure now in this world where there's so many different restrictions. So maybe for us now, it would look like we go and take a walk at some nature trails. So like me and my boys, my sons are all graduated as of last year now, but like on Friday, we went and we got a Starbucks coffee, and then we went to our local trail system, and we just leisurely took a pleasant walk together, and it was so fun. Even though we could walk around where we were, it was fun to get up, go out, grab a coffee together, and take a walk, and just you really focus. You're not looking around at things you have to get done, but you're just focused on nature and the beauty, and it's just refreshing time. Or if it's not walking weather, let's say it's raining, so maybe you want to go shopping, maybe there's errands that you need to get done, and this is the time. Friday afternoon is when I would also do any kind of errands or shopping that I want to do, and it could be fun shopping. Maybe you're going to visit an aunt that's doesn't get to go out of the home. Maybe you're going to help her. Maybe this is your service day. Maybe in the afternoon you're going to go wash windows, or you're going to go vacuum the house for the grandmom, or you're just going to go and be a blessing to someone. This is the beautiful flexibility about Friday, so that every day, Monday through Friday, it doesn't feel like the weekends are your only time to breathe. This is just another great way to build sanity and flexibility. And let me tell you, Monday through Thursday, you are accomplishing so much. Your children are receiving one-on-one mentoring. Even with multiple children, they're still getting so much valuable one-on-one mentoring. You are accomplishing far more than you realize. So you don't have to stress that if Friday afternoon is your off time. This is your time where your kids don't feel burnt out. Mom doesn't feel burnt out. You're still making fun for field trips and for nature walks, and in the morning you're getting your cleaning done. So this is just some of the tricks that I use to just bring the joy into homeschooling. So you don't want to feel like you're always doing, and never just enjoying the blessing, the pattern that is set up through this beautiful new journey that you started on called homeschooling. So I am excited for you. I'm excited for you to implement these tips. I truly can see moms that are enjoying life again, that are not feeling stressed and burnt out, because you're bringing balance. You've got to have that margin. You've got to have that balance. I promise you, your kids are going to turn out. I promise you, by instituting like where they're working with you, where they're cooking with you, where you're doing things together, you are going to create a beautiful family. I guarantee it. And I'm proud of you. I'm excited for you. All right. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you again soon.